there. Welcome to Within Living's YouTube channel. My name is Lois, and I'm so happy that you're here. And I want to thank you for coming here. So here at Within Living, whether it's here on YouTube or on my blog at WithinLiving.com, any of my coaching courses or self-paced courses or any of my content you might find around the internet, all our conversations are going to be focused towards spirituality. And when I say spirituality, I'm talking specifically about focusing in on consciousness. And I'm talking about the consciousness of who we call the all, the superconscious mind, God, the source, the spirit, Allah, the universe, the Christ. It doesn't really matter who or what we call it, you see. Because what we call it is just a name that humanity has come up with for it, as human beings created for it. The human perspective, but it doesn't change who it is or what it does or who it is to you and I. And so here we want to focus more on who consciousness is, what consciousness is, and then I want to provoke you. My content's always going to be thought-provoking. Yes, I am going to bring you content. My intention is to bring you content, not to tell you what to do, because no one can tell you what to do. There's no wrong or right way in spirituality, actually in any part of life at all, because the source cannot judge, you see. It's non-judgmental. God can't judge. The real God cannot judge. So we're all right in whatever that is we're doing when we understand how this thing works. But I'm going to bring you content to provoke you to go back within yourself and connect back with the source of who you are, the consciousness of who you are within you, the infinite intelligence that is the existence of you, and to question it, and then allow it to bring forth to you, to reveal to you your own truth, exactly where you are on this part of the journey, because it's going to bring it to you in a personal way, in a very unique way to you that I can never bring it to you, or no one else can ever bring it to you. And in that, you'd have had your own revealed truth that will be transformative to you. But when you go back within, you have to spend time going back within. It's also developing and cultivating this relationship with the God of you, who is real in the very essence of you. So yes, my content is always going to provoke you and support you in going back within to ask those questions. All right, so now that we've said that, I want to welcome everyone here. I thank each and every one of you truly, truly, sincerely for being here and for watching this video. And I'm asking you, watch my videos all the way to the end. My videos are very, very potent and they're layered. So let me just go ahead and encourage you going right in. Always watch my videos more than once. And if you look in my description box, I will link several relevant videos together for you, that if you listen to them together as a group, it's going to give you a deeper understanding with more clarity about a conversation that we're having that I can't cover in 20 or 30 minutes in just the one video, okay? So, and that will be for your benefit to help you to grow spiritually. Okay, so having said that now, today, I want to bring this conversation to you about the fact that we really just are the one consciousness. And I'm not sure exactly what we're going to title it. You know how that goes with Lois. Lois never really knows. I trust the source of me to just bring forth. I always ask it to speak through me before I start recording, and I trust it to do that. And I trust it. I truly, honest to God, trust the source of me. Okay? I just do. I have a relationship with it. And so I trust it to give me the right title going forward. And this is what I want y'all to know how to do also, because you see, God is not a respecter of persons. The source is not a respecter of persons. It has never ever been. That is something that was orchestrated by humanity, okay? Where we have segments and divisions and distinctions. God has no distinction. God can't judge. The real source of you, the real God of the universe, oh my God. Yes, okay. You know how it is with Lois. It touches her when I think about who we really, really are, right? I get a little bit emotional. But anyway, God has never judged you, okay? If you have judgment, then you're judging your own self. or you're feeding into the judgments of somebody else. God cannot judge you. God does not have partiality. God does not have divisions. There is no division in God. There can be no division in the source. None. That takes us back then to a conversation we just had back here where we were talking about you are enough, right? You are enough. That all you need is you're enough because everything was within you. Okay, so God cannot divide. So if God cannot divide, this also takes us back to another video where we were talking about you are the holographic reflection. That's it, right? Of the source. If you are just a fragment of God, right? Then that means you're a part of God, taken out of God, separated from God in this unique body that you're in. I'm sorry, my friend, but that's not the truth, because God cannot divide itself. God is not divisive. Division comes from humanity. You are the whole of God in Kidlo. In other words, you are the source, the infinite source, the all, the superconscious mind, placed in this human body as this individual form of humanity. But you're still God here. But God here having this human experience. God can never be divided. God is a spirit. God is spirit. God is all encompassing. Everything is within God and comes through God and is God itself. I don't care if that's you. That's the tree, that's the earth, that's the sun, that's the star, that's the moon. Everything is an expression of God. So since everything is an expression of God, my friend, I'm sure you are familiar with what they call mental telepathy. So how do y'all believe that mental telepathy could work? How is it that you could sit in your house and you can have a thought about someone that you'd like to receive a phone call from or a message from, or you'd like to meet, or you wonder about how they're doing, and boom, in no time at all, what do you know, out the blue, you haven't talked to this person for months or maybe years, and boom, there they are. Why do you think that is? That is because there's no separation between you and that person. Every single one of us in these human experiences is the one. Everyone is you pushed out. Everyone is me pushed out. It's the one God. That's why when the law says, as I do to you, I do to me, because it is the one source. It is the one God. It is the one energy. It is the one consciousness. It's the one consciousness. God is the one. God can't never be separated. God is the one, the all, the superconscious mind, the Father that has manifested itself. It is the same one God. Go back and listen to my video on about the hologram. I'm going to link it in a box right here for you as a reference. If you go back and really listen to it and tie it in with this, it'll give you a deeper understanding or a clearer understanding of what I'm wanting to say here today. But what I'm saying is, everyone is you pushed out. Every single one is you pushed out. Because everyone, you see, we think we're separate from each other because we're looking at each other through human conjecture, through the human perspective, the perspective of the collective of humanity, where we came up with this idea that we're these individual separated people. I'm in my box, you're in your box. I have nothing to do with you. You have nothing to do with me. It's not really true. Because as I do to you, I do to me. We are separate as the projection of this. The bodies, you see, these bodies. And we've been trained by society to identify as we're just these humans. And in some cases in religion, and no, I'm not finding any fault with religion. No, not doing that. But from my personal experience that I personally experienced in religion, we would be considered, or we were taught in religion, that we're just these worms. Well, what do you do with worms? You step on them, you crush them, you kill them, right? So if that's the perception we're having of ourselves, then that's the experiences we must have. We're also taught, which was my experience again in religion, was constantly pleading with, quote, God, oh, wretched man, wretched man. This is how we've been trained to identify ourselves as the human. But you see, my friend, the human is only the experience. The human is the experience. The body is the vessel of the experience of the true self. And the true self is the source. It is God. It is God in your body, having the human experience through your body that has a unique personality to it, that God, the source, duplicated or manifested itself as the person, the being, the life force, the life source, the isness of you is having that experience. It's the same with me. So when you look deeper underneath that, the physical, go below the physical. That's what my channel is about. Within Living is taking you below the surface, okay? All my conversations are going to provoke you to go below the surface. It's time. That's why we're awakened. We were awakened to go below the surface. We can't just be awakened and stay there on the top. That's not what it's about. Go below the surface. Go back to the true identity of who you are. When we go back to the true identity of who we are, we begin to recognize and realize that the being of me is the spirit. I am spirit. I am one with God. If we even go back to the good book, and I taught about this in a video back there, way back there, a couple months, maybe 4 or 5 months back, that talked about everything is within. Go within. Everything is within. Right? You might want to look that up. Jesus in that video was talking about, and he was the example for us to tell us who we really are. He was saying, the kingdom of God is within you. So what is the kingdom of God? The kingdom of God is God itself. God can't be separated from its kingdom. The kingdom of God is not a kingdom with a throne and, you know, all the trimmings. Jesus also said, God is a spirit. God is looking for true worshipers. Those to worship him, or worship it better, in spirit and in truth. So what does it mean to worship God in spirit and in truth? It means that you have to come out of your human identification. You can't remain in the identification of being just a worm or a poor, wretched sinner trying to get to a holy God. There is a disconnect. And that's why when we approach God from this perspective, and many of us in religion, we work very earnestly at approaching God in this manner, and we never, ever, ever experience a positive outcome. Because we can't experience a positive outcome, because we have detached from who we are. We have created the separation. There is no separation. There has never been, there can't never ever be any separation in God. That is all made up. That is all made up. It's a part of the illusion, or some people nowadays call it the matrix. Okay? That's a part of the matrix. That's the new terminology, right? We're in this matrix. We're actually, in truth, existing in two worlds at the same time. This is the experience of humanity that we're having. It's the one God pushed out or being manifested in the billions of souls who at the moment 8.2 plus billion of them are on the earth in physical form, but it's the same one consciousness. It is the same one God. It is the same one source of life. It is the same one breath of life. It is the same one I am. It is the same one isness. Right? In 8.2 plus billion bodies, physical bodies, human bodies on the earth at this time. That's what it means when I say, or you might hear in other places around the internet, you hear them say, everyone is you pushed out. This is what it means. There really is no separation between you and I at the essence. I'm not talking about your physical body or your experiences. I'm talking about the essence of who you are, who you honest to God truly are. Not who you've become or who you've been identifying as being, but who you are. You are God. You're the same God in you that is the same God in me. This is happening at the subconscious level. Your soul is the same one God. It's the essence of life. And then your consciousness, you've been given the free will of your choice to choose. You get to choose if you're going to live, operate, abide, dwell in a state of conscious awareness at all times of who you are within the depths of your being, that you are a spirit, you're the one God, you're one with the existence of everything. There is nothing that is separated from you. The money you desire is not separated from you. The healing in the relationship you desire is not separated from you. The home you desire is not separated from you. The sweet love you desire is not separated from you. Whatever it is that you're desiring, the healing in the body that you're desiring, it is not separated from you. It is all within you. The past video right there that I last week, I think it was, or might have been the week before, where we were talking about you are enough. You're all that's required. You're the only thing that's required, right? You are enough. We'll go more in depth about that, and I'm going to link that in the box for you here. But you are it, you see. You already have it. It is already within you at the depths of your being. So the question may be then, so why am I not experiencing it? Two things. You're not experiencing it, number one, because you don't believe that it is so. And it goes back to the law. As you believe, so you become, or so you experience. So if you believe, number one, that you're separated from it, it is out there somewhere, and it is something you're trying to attain, and maybe you think you're worthy, maybe you think you're not. You've got question marks all over the place. then yes, you're separated from it for that reason. Because you don't believe that you already have it. And number two is you're not in harmony with it. You are not it. You're not living in the consciousness of being it right here, right now. No, instead, you're living from the consciousness of saying, oh, I don't have it because I don't see it, because I don't feel it, because this is what is doing this to me, or that's what's happening in the checking account, or this is what I'm experiencing over here. And you're caught up in your consciousness of what is happening in the three-dimensional world. What is happening in the three-dimensional world is also one with you, because you are creating it. You are creating it. And the more you focus on fixing or correcting or resisting the three-dimensional world, is the more you're actually perpetuating it. When you do the work to really contemplate and meditate and do the affirmations to shift your mind. That's all you're working with, Mind. All of this is all about thoughts and mind. All of this goes back to the thoughts and the mind, what you have allowed yourself to perceive, believe, accept as your truth. If you assume it is true, then it is true to you, whether it's your truth or not. So when you go back and do the work, then this is what I mean when I talk all the time about changing yourself. And yes, I am writing that course right now about the changing of self and why you must change self and change self first. Right? When you change self, you're not changing the self itself. You're changing here. Your thoughts, your perceptions, your identity with who you have assumed, consciously or subconsciously, to come in harmony with believing that you have been. Whoever you believe you have been is what is going to reflect out in your outward world as to what you have or do not have, what you experience or do not experience. It doesn't matter what that is. It doesn't matter what that is. So if we're still living in the past about what happened 20, 30, 40, 50, 80 years ago, about what happened, how we were abused, we were rejected, and we're still hanging on to that, and we're still living with that, or what somebody did to us or didn't do to us, or what somebody thinks about us or doesn't think about us, we're going to continue to manifest. This is manifesting, people. Manifesting is not a unique, special thing. I know it's the conversation of the hour, but manifesting is what we do. It's what we do. It's what we do. Manifesting is simply have a thought, repeat that thought, it becomes an assumption, it becomes a belief, we become convinced that it's true, whether we're consciously doing so or not, and it's pushed out into our experience. We're calling God to become it. We're calling the God of us to become it. That's all manifesting really is. That's really all manifesting is, if they want to tell the truth. And that's why it is instant. It is instant because there's no separation in the source. You are one. When you understand that you are one with your money, or you're one with the love that you want, you don't have to wait until you see the money in your account to know you have it. I keep telling you guys that. Stop getting hung up on that. You don't have to wait till the one that you love shows up in the physical world with the sweet words of nothing. You have it inside of you before they come in the physical world. And the more it becomes real to you, the more it becomes tangible to you in the invisible world, is the faster you're going to experience it in the physical world. And I keep going back here to a conversation I was having to someone who kept on about logically rationalizing. When you understand that you are the source of everything, and there's no separation in the divine mind, then you know that you don't need to rationalize anything, because rationalizing is still coming from the limited perspective of the ego. Rationalizing is still coming from the egoic self. When you know that you're one with God and there's no separation in God, and you're in God and you're one with every single thing in the universe, you're one with everyone in the universe. When you understand that you are one, I'm you pushed out, you are me pushed out, then how can I not love you unconditionally, irrespective of your human activities, your human experiences, your human perceptive? How can I not love you, the essence of you, unconditionally? Because to not love it unconditionally, to find fault with it, is to find fault with the me. As I'm doing to you, I'm doing to me. As I'm giving a cuss to you because you are getting on my last nerves, yeah, then I'm also giving a cuss to me because I'm actually getting on my own last nerves. You couldn't get on my last nerves if I wasn't getting on my last nerves, because I am always the cause. It starts here, people. It starts with you. I'm sorry, everything starts within you. Everything starts within you. If they'll stop perpetuating the lie and tell people the truth, and people will step up to the plate, begin to own their responsibility of correcting their own self, not the other person. You don't need to change the other person. You don't need to change the other person. You don't need to change anything outside of you. Nothing, not your money situation, not your relationships, not any of that. When you change you inside of you, your perspective, not the real you, because you can't change that. When you change your perspective, your convictions, your belief, your identification of who you are within yourself, all of this out here will change. It has to change. You have no other choice. It just has to change, you see. It has to change because it has to come in harmony with who you are. Okay. So I hope that this brings some clarity to you, to further help you to understand that you really are one with God. You're one with the source of everything. You've never been separated from anything whatsoever. It is all within you. Creation is complete. It is complete, and everything is within you, in the source of you, right? Quantum physics totally validates this now. When they talk about quantum leaping, like I have people who get really hung up on quantum leaping. This is what quantum leaping is. You just leap right back to who you are, your divine nature, your God self. Come out of separation, come back in harmony with all that is. All that is. You are everything that is. You yourself, you are all there is, my friend. You are all there is. You really are it. You are all that there is. There's nothing outside of you. Everything is within you. And anything you're experiencing out here, it's only the reflection of really what's going on in here. All right? So anyway, I intended that this brought a blessing to you today. I intended that this brings more clarity to you today. I intended that this causes you to press deeper within yourself, ask more questions, and really go deeper in developing that relationship with yourself and trusting yourself and getting a better understanding of your inner being, okay? Because you are priceless. When I talk about you being the prize, this is what I mean. You are the prize because you're God. You're God at the source of your existence. You're one with the source. So is everybody else. They are the prize too, but you can't put them above you. You always come first, okay? So you are to love you as you love others, not others before you. All right, so again, it's my intention that this blesses you. Now go to the blog. And yes, go in my description box. You'll find all of my services there in my description box. And about the members area, I'm putting pieces of that together now, and I'll give you an update on that real soon. Okay, so until next time, remember, there's no separation. There just is no separation. There has never been any separation from you and your God, you and your love, you and your abundance, you and your strength, you and your intelligence. You can do all things. That's why all things are possible to you, because all things are possible to the source of your existence, who is you. Okay, so until next time, I'm going to say bye-bye for now. Remember, there's one God, one source, one consciousness. We are it. We are in it, and we are it. I'm sending you peace and one love. It's just the one love. Bye-bye for now.